All right, so you've just started a business or you're thinking about starting a business and you don't know where to get clients or how to get them. You tried Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr, all the job boards. You've tried Instagram DMing people. You've tried cold calling people, cold emails. You can't seem to get any clients that give you work, and then the ones that you do get pay you very little, and it's just not exactly the most fulfilling process. In this video, my goal is to share with you my alternative method to finding clients, which doesn't involve any of the things I just mentioned. No cold calls, no emails, no sending people messages on LinkedIn or whatever. It's just gonna involve some very basic social skills that I'm sure you already have. Okay, so I'm about to upload this video, but then I realized I should probably let you know that my background was in video production. So that's what my business was. And I talk more about it later in the video, but I was basically earning like minimum wage. And then when I took this new approach to the business, I was doing the same work, but I was commanding a lot more money. My day rate at the minute is around 700 euros, give or take, depending on what the project is. But it doesn't matter what your business or side hustle is, you can still apply this to it and you can still get the same results. All right, back to the video. Okay, so first things first, we need to see why it is that all of those things like cold approach, job boards, DM, blah, 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 why don't they work? Well, basically, it's because everyone's doing it already. You see, you had the idea when you came up with your business to be thinking outside the box and away from the system, but then you just jumped back into the system. When you go on like Craigslist or, you know, Upwork or all of these things, you're basically looking for a linear route. And yeah, it's fine to do it every now and again, and you might get leads that way. But if we just take the Upwork example, there's like 50 or 100 proposals for that same job that you're applying for. A lot of those proposals are probably coming from people in like the Philippines or somewhere in Asia where they've got a lower cost of living and a different socioeconomic situation than what you have. So you're competing with people that are charging literally a tiny fraction of what you could be charging for your services. Just think about it. Why would I hire me for 500 euros when I could hire someone in the Philippines for 5 euros? Same thing if you look at an ad on Craigslist or on Indeed or whatever, any of these websites, every job posted is going to have 50 to 100 to 200, 300 applicants. It's just based on probability. It's so unlikely that your application is going to be selected. Another issue that you're going to run into when it comes to doing these traditional and linear ways to market your services or to get people to hire you is that the people that are hiring you are listing the price. Like if you go onto any of these websites, they're going to tell you that they have this budget or whatever. And so you've already lost the power to negotiate or ask for your rate, whatever that might be. When I started, I had this idea that I needed to work my way up and like charge really low at the beginning and then start to charge high. When I was doing jobs for people on these job boards and whatnot who were listing their price, I would just take their price because that's what they were offering, and I didn't have a leg to stand on because they had 50 other people that were happy to undercut me. The thing is that when you do work for a price that you're not happy with, you become resentful and then it's unfulfilling. And then it's like, well, what was the point in even having a business in the first place if you're still unfulfilled? You may as well have just done something for someone else and avoided all of the hassle of generating leads and building a brand or building a business. Not so long ago, I was literally charging somebody £10 per hour to do video editing because that's what he said he was willing to pay. And at the time, I didn't have any other work, and I was like, well, I should do this because otherwise I won't have any work. Shortly after that, I was charging 700 euros per day. So that's obviously a huge increase, and nothing in my skill set changed. I was the same talent then as I was when I was charging more. The only difference was that I asked for the extra money. When it comes to money, so much of it is a mindset thing. If you don't ask, if you don't believe that someone will pay you, you're not going to be paid. And it's only because you didn't ask. If you ask and they say no, that's okay as well. Because ultimately, if you do this enough, you're going to have to work less because you're charging a lot more. And so it doesn't matter so much if you only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days of work per month because you're charging proportionately. When it comes to cold approach and all of these job boards and whatnot, the person doesn't really know you. All they see is maybe the portfolio links that you send them or something like that, but they don't know your personality. So with this approach that I'm about to share, it's like you don't really need a portfolio. Having a portfolio is no harm, but for the most part, like when it came to actually getting the clients, like all of the spec promos that I had shot or the videos I had produced, none of it really mattered, because at the end of the day, the person knew I had a skill set and they knew they liked me. And that was enough to be able to get the job and to get the price I wanted. So here is my unconventional method to actually getting clients that pay you well for work that you care about doing. Forget about trying to get clients. Forget about trying to sell your services. You are the lead magnet. What do I mean by that? So in the online space, everyone's doing their thing because it's easy. You just sit there, you press buttons, and then, stuff happens. It's automated. But what I've found to be the most effective way to actually build relationships with clients directly and get them to hire me is to live my life, to do things that I like doing. What do I mean by that? I like going to the sauna. So I go to the sauna by myself. If I want to talk to somebody, I'm going to be talking to the people in the sauna, right? I've literally done this by just going there, doing my thing, having a conversation, and I'm not at all trying to get clients in the sauna. It just happened because we developed a camaraderie of sorts. And then that leads to questions like, what do you do? And then I say, I do video production. That's all you have to do. Tell people what it is you do when they ask you. All right, so I'm just editing the video and I wanted to add some clarification on this point. The reason I say that you should tell people about what you do is because I feel that often when we start a new business, we have imposter syndrome and we are afraid to tell people that we are running a business or that we're self-employed. When you don't say that you are a business owner or that you are freelancing or whatever, you're basically perpetuating that. You kind of have to tell people that you run a business in order for them to come and use your business. I used to feel ashamed to say that I had a production company because I didn't have any clients, but that's just not really the case. Like, nobody cares if you have clients or not. Like, they just want you to solve their problems. So just tell them what you can do for them, and then you'll find out pretty soon if they need your help. And that's how you actually start to get a client base and build your business. All right, back in. Just be yourself. And if a person is actually interested in you, then they're way more likely to be interested in your service. It also means that there's no one going to be undercutting you, so you can say your actual price. The thing is, a lot of people actually do need your help and do need your business's services, but they don't go and post it on the internet, maybe because they just didn't get around to it. But then if they've been thinking for a while, like, oh, I need a new video for my restaurant, but I just haven't gotten around to, thinking about it. And then all of a sudden a videographer pops in front of them, or like a web designer or whatever it is that you're doing. You've just walked in front of them with a solution to the problem that they're facing. So now all of a sudden you've got yourself a high-paying client that you actually like and have a good rapport with, and all you had to do was be yourself and live your life in accordance with your values. This is something that if you do over a consistent period of time, and by that I mean do things you like, find yourself in new social circles with new people, and tell them what you do. You're gonna find that they need your help, or maybe their friends need your help, or maybe both need your help. And that's just going to result in a snowball effect of more and more clients, more and more work, to the point where you don't have to worry about going onto job boards anymore because it was never even fruitful to begin with. Between having a website, a social media presence, and all of these like cold approach techniques, the number one way that I've gotten clients was through not trying at all and just being myself and telling people what I do. Because if you don't tell people what you do, they're not going to know what you do, and they're not going to be able to avail of the services that you have. They're not going to realize that you are the solution to their problem. I trust that if you're on this side of the internet, that you're not just expecting a quick, easy fix solution, millionaire overnight type thing. But if you do this over a sustained period of time, I guarantee that you're going to bump into more and more people that actually do need what you have to offer. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, would you please like the video, leave a comment, let me know if you found it helpful, or if you didn't find it helpful, that'd be cool too. Subscribe to the channel if you want more videos around personal growth, business, self-development, entrepreneurship, all these kind of things. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.